It's all about speed. People who love automobiles will certainly be able to relate with this phrase. But the word speed is not only limited to cars and bikes. Speed is also about big trucks, and Tata Motors once again proved it in the form of the third season of the T1 Prima Racing, the only of its kind event in India. The two-day event was yet again able to fulfill aspirations of truck drivers, both Indian and international. The very first day saw a lot of excitement and joyful moments. It witnessed the unveiling of the all-new Tata Prima 4038S, which now comes with 43 additional modifications. The truck now has more technology and is lighter this time. Tata Motors announced that the race-ready Prima now puts out more power, 375 PS, and a whooping torque figure of 1550 Nm, making it quicker than the previous versions. Top speed remains limited to 130 kmph. The 4038 certainly looks muscular, and there was more to come on day number 1. The company gave another reason to excite the crowd. This time the track was set ready not only for the international drivers, but the third season gave a chance to Indian drivers as well. The names of the 17 potential Indian racers were announced proudly at the event. These 17 drivers were selected from a pool of 550 entries. All the drivers had to undergo rigorous and tough training sessions before the racing day.
My team and I, we did a 28-day Level 1, Level 2, Level 3 screening process in Madras, where we were given 149 drivers to start with. Okay, and we arrived at the final 17 by a process of elimination, which was purely on track time. We teach them for a few days, maybe for a week, then we'll do an evaluation program based on track times. And the quickest, we kept going that way by eliminating, and arrived at 17, finally shot down the final 12 after 8 days of intensive training here at the BIC.
The qualifying round also took place on day number 1 and came out with the names and starting order of the winners who took part in the final race the next day. The second day started with long queues outside the entry gate. People were lined up and were waiting eagerly to be seated in the pavilion. Thousands of eyes were waiting to be a part of history. And finally, the wait was over. Drivers started to line up on the track to win the country's only truck racing championship. But before the actual action, the rumble of bikers could be heard. The audience were overwhelmed with the way the bikers commenced the show and welcomed the spectators in their own unique way. The excitement kept escalating every second, and the spectators got more and more engrossed and could not resist tapping their feet on the beats of drums. The event got even intensifying with the dance performance on the track. After this carnival, the time for real action began. The convoy of the participants entered and showed their eagerness on the track. They drove into the grid lane with their beefed-up trucks. The drivers were kitted up and looked macho and aggressive, and their judgment day was ahead of them. As soon as the lights turned green, the first round of participants rode their trucks. It was overwhelming to see the highway drivers racing passionately on the track. All the races were packed with thrill, excitement and adventure. The races were divided into 2 categories. The Super Class category of 2 races were hosted for Indian race truck drivers with 8 laps each, whereas the Pro Class saw the international truck drivers compete separately for the 20-lap final race. The participants were able to achieve the maximum speed of 130 km/h with the Prima trucks very easily. Neck-to-neck competition reflected the eagerness of the participants. Claps and hooting of the spectators intensified the race even more. The trucks were taking corners in tripod mode and leaving sparks on the track was the order of the day. Yes, there were a few close calls as well. No doubt, the power-packed performance was the feast of the day. Jagat Singh and Nagarjuna A, they made history, being the first Indian drivers to win the T1 Prima Racing Championship in their own respective races. The second positions in the 2 race were grabbed by Malkeet Singh and Bhag Chand. The winners took home a lot of pride and bag full of 10 lakh rupees each. The first and second runner-ups were also awarded 6 lakh rupees and 4 lakhs respectively. David Jenkins was the winner of the Pro Class category. The trophy distribution was done by Member of Parliament Mr. Rajiv Pratap as well as MD Tata Motors Mr. Pisharudi to Indian and international winners respectively. It was certainly a proud moment for Indians. The event was not only about speed, there was also much of entertainment lined up and also turned out to be a star event. From the hip-hop Badshah to the melodious singers Neeti, Garima and Sunidhi, they all kept us busy with their mind-boggling performance. This gala event was full of eagerness, enjoyment, emotions, entertainment and of course action. But the most electrifying thing was the spirit of Indian drivers who put their skills and enthusiasm on the track, and no doubt they nailed it.